Hi there, Pokefans. I am your humble host, Joseph Fan, and you're watching Pokemon Gym Challenges. Today we continue to try and find the gym leader who is in this lighthouse, and as you can see, we immediately only talk to the guests around before we actually talk to him. Okay, so this is Sunny Shore City, and we are going to fight the Sunny Shore Gym. I always forget this city's name. Fortunately, in this version of the game, he actually has a proper electric team. So there we can see the Johto League, or not the Johto League, the Pokemon League for this region. It's quite a nice touch. Okay, let's get on our bike and immediately go to the Pokemon Gym. We have a fair idea of where it is, but while we're here we may as well take a look around and see if we can climb any of these areas and see what we can see, but we don't have a Pokemon with a rock climb with us, so we are just going to ignore that part. And here we find a Thunderstone, which we could have used if we had a Pokemon that can evolve with a Thunderstone, but that doesn't really matter. So the gym leader over here did a very good job of keeping Team Galactic out of the city. Okay, let's have a nap in this bed. Okay, we're done. It's funny how you can just randomly sleep in everyone else's bed. Well, you don't get the same benefits of an actual area where you can take an actual nap. You can still pretend to be sleeping in someone else's bed. Oh, this is a pretty lady. Speaking of that, I wonder what our girlfriend is doing at the moment. And on we go to the gym, or some more exploring. So this only brings us over here. Now if our remote will, if our game controller will allow it, we will come to the next area, and now we are at the gym. Now if we just went straight to the gym, this guy over here would have stopped us and told us to go and fetch Faulkner first. Or Flint, or whatever his name is. But since we did that already, he just has a conversation with us and just goes away, awaiting us at the Pokemon League. So as you can see, this is just going to be a straightforward earthquake battle. We will have to come out a few times to replenish our earthquake PPs, but that is basically what we're going to do. and we gave Snover a Bomber Snow an experience share because we want him to level up and catch up to the rest of the team. I like having all of my Pokemon on the same or similar levels. This is an interesting puzzle. It gets quite difficult later on. I like this gym puzzle actually, even though I do struggle with it a bit. You will see what I mean later. The first step is Pachirisu, and Earthquake just takes it out. When Pachirisu first came out, I really wanted to use it, but I never found an opportunity to do it, and I don't find an opportunity later either. But it is a interesting Pokemon to have, purely because it has some of your more powerful and biting attacks like Super Fang and Hyper Fang. If you're facing down a rock or a steel type or something that is physically very bulky and is virtually immune to your electric type attacks, then an attack like Hyper Fang and Super Fang helps you deal with that quite a bit, because it just halves the HP that the Pokemon has left. And granted, if you just half it all the time, eventually you'll reach a point where it has 1 HP left and you can't go below that, so you'll have to use something else. But and you will have to be able to survive several of the more effective attacks against you. But I think that is quite a good thing to have for an electric Pokemon. Something that just halves the opponent's HP. Then you can find other ways to deal with it. So far so good. Earthquake is doing quite good for us at the moment, even though we are struggling to walk on the proper path. We know exactly where we are going. It's funny that they only equate the guitarists with electric Pokemon and not any of your other major fields of employment. Now, in my opinion, Luxio, we've done quite well to be a electric dark Pokemon from the start. The fact that it is a purely electric type Pokemon doesn't make sense to me anymore, especially since the way Pokemon has gone since this game came out. And here we face a massive Pikachu. Granted, if you just approach him and he fights you, you see it's a person dressed up as a Pikachu. Probably some child about between 6 and 12 years old. And he puts up a light screen, which increases his special defense, but Earthquake is a physical attack, so that basically did nothing for him. So he's going to have a full squad of Pikachu. That could be a thing. Maybe one day when I start doing the other types of specialization, I should have a full squad of Pikachu clones. It does remove a lot of variety that you might get, but I think if you edit it a bit in a way that is what do you call it, in line with previous events and so on, then you could have a Pikachu, which is a Pikachu itself, with a move like Surf, which helps you get along all over the gaming area that you need to get along around. Gives you a water type attack, a very powerful water type attack, and then you can have some of the other Pokemon fill some of the other roles, like the Pachirisu that we saw previously. That might be a place where I can fit in Pachirisu as an electric type and one of the Pikachu clones. On the other hand, we might find ourselves in a position where we don't even need a flying or a surfing move, because of perhaps we do it in a later game where you don't need HMs to traverse the game anymore. That might be a good idea. It opens up some variety as well. Then you can get access to something like a Togedemaru that is a steel type, as well as something like a Mimikyu, which is a dark or fairy type. And still be a Pikachu clone. If you are watching this episode and you are listening to my musings, please leave a comment in the comment section below and let me hear your opinion, or at least read your opinion on this matter. So I wasn't actually quite concentrating at that moment. Did I go out and heal up so already? Okay, I don't think I did. Let's see in this attack how many PPs we have left. That'll tell me for sure if I went back to get some more Earthquake PPs. Now Electabuzz, in my opinion, and Electivire should have been an electric fighting type Pokemon from the start. That is my opinion, that is what I'm going to stick with. In addition, Magmar and Magmortar should have been a fire dog type from the start, or a fire electric from this, not fire electric, fire psychic from the start. Granted, Magmar was in the first generation and dark types didn't exist yet. But even then, since it learns psychic type moves, it should have been a psychic fire type Pokemon. That leaves you with a problem with Jinx, because Jinx is ice and psychic, and that was the trio at that stage, the mini trio. They are the mini trio to the three legendary bird Pokemon that existed in that game at that stage. In the meantime, Jinx got some bad press because of stupid people, and Game Freak completely abandoned Jinx after they gave it a pre-evolution. So where Magmar and Electabuzz got a evolution, Jinx was completely ignored and didn't get one, which in my opinion is kind of unfair, but that is how things went. But considering the trio that existed, and staying with the theme of the thing, Electabuzz and Electivire should have been fighting. Jinx is psychic and ice, and then Magmar should have been fire and dark, although that gives it a double strength against Jinx, so that is not actually that easy to accomplish. So what do you suppose fits nicely over there? Keep it psychic, or change it to something else? Maybe fire poison would work quite nicely. Then it would have been the first fire poison type. I think that might work actually. And poison types are able to learn psychic type moves. And anyway, as you saw over there, I went back to go and replenish my PPs, and now I'm trying to make my way through this little area over here so I can get to the gym leader. We are dead. Hopefully I can line that up quite nicely so that it isn't out of place when you watch the video and the sound effects that I made come through. I'm going to try really hard to do that if I remember. Okay, so we gained another level with Tocterra. Does a Bomber Snow get another level? Not yet. Now, Magneton is an interesting one. It has the sturdy ability in later games, and it might also have it here, but sturdy only works to 1-hit KO moves. But Magneton should also, in addition to that, have the ability to have a levitate ability. That would make things quite interesting, a bit more difficult, but a lot more interesting. Leave a comment in the comment section below if you agree with that or disagree with that. Now let's see if we can make our way to the gym leader. Yeah, it looks like I'm just doing nonsense. Okay, so as you can see, I'm kind of confused at the moment because nothing seems to be working out. But regardless of where I go, this little bridge over here stays intact. So as you can see, this little puzzle over here is giving me a bit of difficulty. And at this stage of the game, I am believing that this part over here is the part that is the missing link to the puzzle. Anyway, this is going to be the end of this episode. Please consider subscribing, leaving a like, and sharing it with your friends. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.